Robyn's very easy to talk to. I think
he was nervous.
Well, no, I think honestly, this David wanted us to know that he was a family man.
Hi, besties. It's Mary from Sister Wives Daily. Welcome back. So, I've been thinking, did you watch the latest tell-all? I did, and something about Kody Brown's behavior really resonated with me. On the surface, it looked like he just didn't want to revisit the past. But the more I watched, the more I saw. Kody wasn't just moving on, he was shirking responsibility. Now, here's where things get interesting. Instead of confessing to what had happened, Kody kept sidestepping. Whenever there were tough questions, he shut down. Not only did he refuse to share his story, he made it pretty obvious that he didn't want to hear somebody else's story either. He even told Suki he didn't wish to be gaslit by her or anyone else. And that's where my jaw dropped. Let's just stop there, because Kody clearly has no idea what gaslighting actually is. Gaslighting is not respectfully disagreeing with someone. It's a form of emotional manipulation, wherein the manipulator causes the victim to doubt their own reality. It's a tactic used in abusive, typically controlling relationships. The gaslighter will twist facts, deny truth, and make the other person feel they're crazy. Ironically, Kody's used this tactic himself for years, and last night's episode, classic example. He'd even tell him, "I'd love a guy's weekend," he said. "Sure, Kody." But then David responded with a polite, "Yeah, there'd be rules." And you could read between the lines. David wasn't interested. Christine and David were being polite, not wanting to cause any drama. But when the idea was brought back around to Kody, he suddenly changed his tune. Suddenly it was, "No, that's not happening." Total contradiction. This is precisely what gaslighting is, manipulating your own words in order to confuse. Wait, there is more. As the episode came to a close, things grew heated. Kody finally talked to David and, in so subtle, but really not necessarily overt, a way implied that Kody thought David was hitting on Christine. That's right, people. In Kody's polygamous universe, when a guy gets too chummy, it's an issue. He tried to couch it by calling David a good family man, but the overlying message was clear. Kody still sees other guys as competition. And Robyn? She had her role to fulfill as well. Robyn would not even glance at the clips of Christine. She insisted Kody was not jealous of David and that his flushed face was just his natural coloring. Okay, maybe Kody wasn't angry, maybe he wasn't jealous, but come on, he still couldn't help the territorial feel. He doesn't want Christine, but he definitely doesn't want someone else wanting her either. This is the twist you might have missed. I dug around. This tell-all was filming in early October of 2024. How do I know? Christine Instagrammed on or around October 2nd or 3rd that they were filming in Sedona. And guess what? By then, Christine had already made her custody, paternity, and child support filings. Let that simmer for a moment. While Kody was sitting on that couch, pretending everything was fine, Christine had already lawyered up. That speaks volumes about the real dynamic off air and why Kody was so desperate to control what they were discussing on air.
I'd have to talk a lot about it beforehand and just be like, I mean, I'd be a mess before. I'd be like, I don't know if I can do this. And Dave would be like,
It's actually quite clear to me that Christine is genuinely terrified of being with Kody. And it's not necessarily nervousness. It feels more intense, like there's something in the shadows that we don't see. But the farther she distances from him, the more apparent comes her anger and frustration. She really wants him to take responsibility for what he's done. In actuality, more than anybody, Christine seems determined to call out Kody for the abuse that he's shown. It's obvious she's had more time apart to view things in perspective, and I think being married to her husband David has helped her heal. David has mentioned therapy, and honestly, it seems like Christine has gotten some of that as well. She has been speaking openly about how Kody manipulated the women, played mind games with them, and was just cruel and controlling. She's sorting out the pieces now, understanding how manipulative and abusive Kody really was. And when they were both in the same room during filming, you could tell that she was nervous. That wouldn't have come as a shock to me. When you've been abused, being around your abuser can trigger PTSD. Christine has said she has PTSD because of what occurred in Flagstaff, and I believe she does. Around Kody most likely brings back all of those hurt feelings, especially when he tries to manipulate facts or gaslight her. People like Kody do not change easily. He does two things: shut down and close off conversation and push her away so he can stay in charge. Even when he does seem to own up, it is usually only to shut down the conversation, not because he actually takes responsibility. Christine is genuinely anxious and fearful of him. Abusers have a knack for bringing victims back in emotionally, so boundaries need to be clearly set. I speak from experience, not a psychologist myself, but I get it. Here's the catch. Christine filed for custody, child support, and paternity mere weeks ago when she came to the set to shoot. There was a reason for it, something serious enough that she couldn't resolve it behind closed doors and had to drag in the courts. And it makes sense that she's scared of being near Kody, which is why she took those steps, took them for daughter Truly and for herself. On top of all that, Kody was clearly upset with her legal endeavors. You could witness it in how he reacted when there was the implication made that maybe someday they would all sit down as a family. That tension speaks volumes about where things stand.
We just haven't healed that much.
Have you seen each other that much?
All right, let's talk about Kody's confusing mixed signals. First, he says he'd be open to a get-together with David. He claims to have a better relationship with him now. He admits that he and Christine don't really talk, but maybe they could in the future. But then, when the idea of a double date or some kind of socializing comes up, he backtracks completely. Honestly, I don't see that happening. I think Christine and David were just being polite, not actually planning to hang out with Kody and Robyn anytime soon. Then Suki asks him straight up, "Why don't you get together? Why can't you heal this relationship?" And Kody just shrugs it off, saying it's personal reasons and that Christine is very undermining. But he won't say anything more about it. The whole conversation gets super awkward. There's this long silence where Kody just stares at Suki, not saying a word. At one point, he even picks up a piece of lint and drops it on the floor. Like, seriously? When Suki asks what he's doing, he casually says, "Oh, I had a hair." It felt like he was trying to avoid the topic and just acted all uncomfortable and imposing at the same time. If steam had been coming out of his ears, that would have been the perfect picture. Now, about this undermining thing he keeps mentioning, honestly, it's not what I'd call Christine at all. Undermining is a classic narcissist move. It means trying to devalue someone, minimize their power, or sneakily weaken their confidence. It's about chipping away at someone's authority or stability over time. So, what Kody's really saying is that Christine has some kind of power or control over him, and that he feels threatened by her. But here's the thing. I don't think Kody really understands what undermining means. If he truly believes Christine is undermining him, it just shows he's scared to lose control. He doesn't want her to challenge his authority or make him feel less confident. That's why he refuses to listen to her perspective or admit how his behavior affected her. He just wants to deflect and stay in his little bubble of superiority where he calls all the shots. From how he was acting, it was clear he was angry. He didn't want to talk about Christine at all. And my guess, he's furious about the child support situation. Christine filed for custody, paternity, and child support weeks before this was filmed, and Kody was definitely not happy about it. Here's the kicker. When Christine left, he made her promise she wouldn't pursue child support, which is just ridiculous because you can't legally force someone to give up their rights to support their child. She had every right to file, and she did what any responsible parent would do: fight for what's best for her daughter truly. This isn't just about money, it's about setting an example. Christine is showing truly that she fights for her. She's also making sure the court legally defines custody and paternity, so Kody is obligated to support Truly financially. That custody and child support order was finalized in May 2025, but Christine filed in September 2024. So when this episode was filmed in October, Kody was still seething over it. He even fought back by filing a counterclaim, which everyone agreed was petty and vindictive. Truly just turned 15, and from the time she was 14, the court started taking her opinion seriously. By now, at the end of her freshman year, the judge won't just uproot her and send her to Flagstaff or anything drastic. The truth is, Kody never really wanted Truly living with him full time. If he did, she would have been with him long ago, back when he was still with Christine. But his behavior shows he never truly cared about her. From the moment that baby was born, Kody basically abandoned her because he was too busy chasing Robyn. Honestly, it feels like he's just fighting with Christine out of spite, more to hurt her than anything else. And then there's Kody's reaction to the commentary about him online. He says all the negative things people say are wrong, and it's clear he's upset about how we and others view him. Maybe he feels like we're undermining his authority or attacking his ego. But when given a chance to do the right thing, he simply refuses. Instead, he keeps playing mind games, twisting his words to get out of tough situations. Honestly, I don't think Christine and David ever want to really be in the same room with Kody or Robyn, and they're not alone. Janelle made it very clear she doesn't want anything to do with them either. She's less direct about calling Kody out, but she's firm that she doesn't want to be around him. On the other hand, Christine doesn't hold back. She's outspoken about how terribly Kody treated women, how he hurt, neglected, and basically tossed them aside. Janelle also shared something revealing. During COVID, Kody told them he didn't want to be in these relationships anymore because the stress was going to shorten his lifespan. He admitted he pushed everyone away because he wasn't interested anymore. He even asked, "Is that enough accountability?" But honestly, it feels like a weak excuse. Both Janelle and Christine agree on one thing: Kody will never truly take accountability for his actions. And about that undermining Kody keeps complaining about, I don't think it's really about Christine having power over him. I believe he just hates her because she reflects the truth back at him. Narcissists hate that. Christine remains his scapegoat because she's the only one willing to call him out for what he really is. Some people might say Christine should just move on and get over it. But healing from this kind of toxic relationship takes time, and part of that healing is speaking out and telling your truth. These women absolutely deserve to share their experiences openly because what they went through was pure hell. So, what do you think? Is this why Kody is so full of rage? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.